it shows an intent of constricting any flow that the Ghanaians would want to have, right? Ghana couldn't really pass the ball around against Morocco that match and couldn't really construct much to create so many chances. If my mind serves me right, only one clear chance from Joseph Paintel was what we got. So to crowd the midfield like that is to constrict it. Now, will we be able to use the spaces behind that middle five? Okay, will we be able to have players who can run behind that middle five to be able to get opportunities into the box? That is the big question. But the intent is clear for Gabon. They want to constrict, and as you said, a draw is good enough for them, and that can be played out with such a formation.
All right, so the lineup, they are trying to pack the midfield, but some people are saying that we are also playing a 4-2-3-1 system. So it means that without the ball, we can have 5 midfielders in the to match them boot for boot.
I think the Gabonese are quite clear. What they've realized is that the strength of the Ghanaian team is in the heart of the midfield, in the person of Thomas Partey. And if you are coming up against Thomas Partey, the best thing to do is to outnumber him, overpower him, and outstrength him. And I think that's what they've done is load the midfield, ensure that Ghana does not get enough passes. Partey and Idrisu do not string the passes around the lot so that they find the wingers. Once they're able to block our passing channels, then they can utilize the opportunities behind our defenders and perhaps get a goal. Or even if they end the game with a draw, they are okay with it. How Milo will counter that, how Ghana will counter that is a big question, because truly speaking, if Partey doesn't show up, it is going to affect us on the day. It is going to affect how Ghana will perform on the day. And when a team shows such intention, I'm sure Milo might have anticipated some of these things, put measures in place. And for Thomas Partey, he can't afford to let us down, just as Tony Bafu told him today. Today is not the day where he will say, I had an off day. Today, he has to get an on day, make sure he takes the game by the scruff of the neck and make sure he creates chances, gives the passes to their youth, the Jordan, Daniel Chua, give Daniel Chua enough reasons to move into space, create chances, feed the strikers, and let's see how things will pan out for the Black Stars.
Okay, so we are streaming live from the Cosmopolitan Restaurant by Eliza. Now let's go back to Cameroon and speak to Daniel Ojo. Daniel Ojo, you've seen the lineup of the Gabonese national team. There is no Aubameyang, there is no Lamina. What tells you of the game plan of coach Patrice Nevu?
I'm struggling to hear your question because it's very noisy here at the stadium. But if you are asking about Aubameyang and Lamina, then yes, they are not on the team sheet for Gabon. And that has been the talking point the last few minutes since the official lineups came, because I'm sure that the Black Stars trace lineup with the at the back of their mind, knowing that both Aubameyang and Lamina were going to be part of the Gabon team after they were cleared and declared fit to participate. It's not going to be an easy game for the Black Stars. They've got to end their point in this game, with or without Lamina in the starting lineup and Aubameyang in the starting lineup for Gabon.
Thank you very much, Daniel Ojo. I believe that we'll speak to you again after the game. Hopefully, it will be a win for the Black Stars. Now, before the official announcement came, we heard that a certain South African referee, Victor Gomez, has been appointed to officiate this particular game. But now, it is clear that the game will be officiated by Algerian referee Leon Ben Brama. He was accredited as a FIFA referee in 2017. What do you think that the referee can add to this game? Because we've seen what referee Danny Sikawi did in the Mali and then the Tunisian game.
Before I touch on that, I think information coming in was that the decision by Gabon not to fold Aubameyang and Lamina was a CAF decision. The CAF medical team realized that you can't allow those two players due to health reasons. So that's some bit of information for our viewers and for readers of GhanaWeb. To come to the, the referee case, the tournament has had a fair share of bad publicity, even prior to it starting, due to COVID and as well as its scheduling. Now, for me, anybody who has a role to play in this tournament has the responsibility of giving African football a positive publicity, a good publicity. And the referees are an integral part of the game. We also have the European media covered the Sikazwe incident. Thankfully, we've come to realize that it was a health situation that he experienced on the field. So it wasn't as if he was incompetent, or it wasn't as if it was an African thing. He just experienced some conditions, could not be, read the match and maybe discharge his duties as expected. Now, coming to the referee for Ghana's game, he just has to be fair. I mean, this is a great opportunity for him to advertise himself, show what he's got as a credible African referee to the world. The World Cup is on the horizon. You have a chance to participate or referee at subsequent games. So what you have to do now is to be firm, to be fair to both sides, and make sure that you don't become the star man of the game. That's what the referee must avoid today. Ensure that at the end of the game, we talk about the players, we talk about the scores, and not the performance of the referee. And I'm sure for a referee of his nature, who has been able to merit a call-up by CAF, he will go into this game with such mindset, and hopefully from a Ghanaian perspective, give us a very balanced, fair, and fair officiating.
All right, so let me speak to Kawasaki, the referee. Now Ghanaians can calm down that it is no longer going to be a South African referee, because we know the tension, football tension between South Africa and Ghana currently.
Exactly. I, for one, I was not too bothered that there was going to be a South African referee. Remember, the whole world was watching, and we would not want to have another debacle after the first incident when the match was ended before the time. So I did not really have a problem. I was just hoping to have a fair and firm game. Okay, so I didn't have a problem, but so far the performances of referees has not been exceptionally poor, but for the last incident, which has been blown out of proportion. Let's not forget about Graham Poll and showing 3 yellow cards. The referee had a bad day, and that can happen to even the best of the best. So I wouldn't want to read much into it. As Perez said, the referee must not be the star of the game. We should talk about statistics. We should talk about why Ghana won or lost, okay, after the game, and not about any incidents. And there's VAR as well, so we should be able to deploy that as well. This is the first time it's being used at the Afcon, and we must find a use for it, a positive use for it.
Now, let's talk a bit about stats. The first round of the competition, we had only 12 goals. But it seems that the second round of games, aside the game between Senegal and then Guinea, is producing a lot of goals. Yesterday, the game between host nation Cameroon and Ethiopia produced 6 goals, 5 goals. Now today too, we've seen a lot of goals. Is it going to be the new norm, seeing goals, or is going to be a very defensive game, looking at the lineup of the two teams?
I think if you follow tournaments, it's not unusual for tournament to start on dry notes where there are not a lot of goals, because in the first game, most teams tend to be a little more cautious. They don't want to concede. They want to at least go out with a point. So they tend to be a bit more careful, a bit more conservative. But in the second and third games, where it's imperative that you don't win to qualify, you don't win to keep your chances in the team, or you don't win to perhaps keep some glory for your nation, teams tend to be a bit more explosive, a bit more exciting, and a bit more attacking. So I'm not quite surprised that the first round of the game was a bit on low in terms of goals, and the second part is seeing a lot of. I think from today, then tomorrow, and the next games, a lot of goals will be scored. Strikers are now coming out. Aubameyang, I'm sure in the next game, will be past fit. Ghana, for instance, I'm sure today, hopefully we will not end up by scoring just 1 or 2 goals. We will at least score 3 goals and make sure that we are home and dry. So I'm anticipating a lot of goals in the second and third rounds of the game, because that's what the tournaments are usually about. They start on a dry note in terms of goals, and then as it progresses, the tournament, the teams become more creative, more innovative, and they score a lot of goals.
Now, if you look on the screen, the Ghana Supporters Union, they are in high spirit. You see the Gabonese, they have 3 points, so obviously they have something to fight for. The players are on the pitch about to sing their various national anthem. This is the time the Ghanaians are hoping that God will bless our homeland Ghana and make the Black Stars strong so that Ghana can win this particular game. Now, going into this game, the two teams, they first met in the 1979 qualifying games to 1980 Africa Cup of Nations. Both teams won home and away, but the Black Stars seem to have an upper hand on the Gabonese. Is it are we going to extend our lead from 5 games to 6, or you think that Gabon can cause a surprise here tonight?
Well, without their captain, that is when they would feel they must dig in even deeper. Okay, so it's not all done and dusted for Ghana because there's no Aubameyang, and I believe maybe the second best player, Lemina, in their team, he also isn't there. But you know that when they are pushed to the corner, that's when they could be a bit dangerous. We just have to make sure we have our plans set in place, especially at the back, where they can surprise us with counters, because their intent is clear. Shut up shop, especially in the middle, and try and get some breaks. And you saw the goal they scored in the first game against Comoros, down the byline, and then just through a very acute angle they scored. And that could be something dangerous we must look out for.
The Gabonese national team playing as the home side, they are currently singing their national anthem. If you look at the faces of the players, they seem determined to at least pick a point from this game. 11 times these two teams have met, 5 wins for the Black Stars, 3 wins for Gabon, and the other remaining 3 games ending in a draw. Both teams are yet to play in the Africa Cup of Nations proper. This is the first time they are meeting. A lot of the games have come in the FIFA World Cup qualification games and then international friendly game. So the Black Stars are now singing their national anthem. Kamal Dean Sulemana seems quiet. In the first game, we didn't really see much of the reigning star. Hopefully this time around he will turn up and then help the team win.
I think he was a bit more erratic in the first game. He lacked decision with the final ball. That was, for me, his major problem. He ran a lot, he dribbled a lot, but when to release the ball, when to pass the ball, for me, that decision was his major problem on the day. Hopefully today, where he's making his second appearance at the tournament, he's a bit more comfortable. He's learned to deal with the crowd a bit more. He's learned to deal with the expectation, and will be able to spread the ball well, pass the ball well, ensure that whoever he's feeding, or even if he can create a chance for himself, be able to score for the Black Stars.
God bless our homeland Ghana. That's the national anthem the Black Stars are currently singing. You can see some of the leadership of the national team. Goalkeeper Jojo Walcott, what a story it has been for him, playing in the 4th division and getting his first international call-up in October 2021 when the Black Stars were preparing for the FIFA World Cup qualification game against the Warriors of Zimbabwe.
Goalkeeper, much of the time you have to be responsible for organizing the back line. So he has a lot more to do, but to be positioned in the stakes right now as Ghana's #1 is great credit to the young man.
It's great credit to the young man who was born in UK, and now he is playing for the Black Stars. Plays for Swindon Town in the 4th division of England. Now we have Andre Dede Ayew, who is the most experienced player in the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations. He has played more minutes. He has scored 9 goals, more than Baby Jetta Sambojan and his father, Abedi Ayew Pele. What do you expect from Andre Ayew in a game like this? Just like Tony Bafu said that he cannot have a bad game in today's game.
Clearly, or any of our star players cannot afford to have a bad game today. He's our star man, the most experienced member of the team, the leader of the team, who claims to be playing through sickness. So if you are sacrificing your sickness to play for the country, we must see that sacrifice on the pitch. And there's no better sacrifice, or there's no better way to show your sacrifice for your country by scoring the goal or creating the chances, or basically being the leader on the team. That's what we expect. In the first game, we didn't see much of him. He was lost, especially from the 30th minute onwards. I think that he had no business being on the pitch from the 40th minute on, but Milo kept him on the field. Today, I didn't expect him to see on the pitch, but Milo has kept him today. So he needs to justify his inclusion. He needs to calm the criticism, or he needs to make his critics eat a humble pie. And I think that's what he's got that in him. He has the spirit of his father. He comes from a rich football family. So today is another day to show that he's indeed the son of the legendary Abedi Pele.
He needs to see he's the son of the legendary Abedi Pele, who many people think that he's the best or the greatest African player of all time. Now, when we talk about the Gabonese national team, they first qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations in 1994. Their first game was against Egypt. They lost by 4-0. And in 1996, they won their second group game against DR Congo, where they were in the quarterfinals. Their best has been at the quarterfinal stage, playing against the Black Stars, who have won 4 Afcon trophies. Now we are live at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium in Cameroon. The Black Stars have started the game, and Ghana will be hoping that they win their first game of the tournament. Now we have Obian Gian wearing the number 6 jersey to effect a throw for the Gabonese national team. And in the game, the Gabonese are playing from my right to my left from commentary position, whilst the Black Stars will be playing from my left to and will be scoring on my right. Andy Yadon plays for Reading.
I think in the first game, we did a lot for him offensively. Defensively, I think he did okay, but offensively, in this modern football, you need your fullbacks to be part of the creative. And I'm not sure we saw that in the first game. Hopefully, today he'll be a bit more attacking-minded against a team that's set up to defend.
We hope that he will be attacking-minded, and the Gabonese are surging forward. And the gentleman wearing the jersey number 14 for Gabon, trying to initiate attack for the Panthers. Panthers attacking the goal area, but that was a good clearance from Alexander Djiku. And they send in a good cross, and Daniel Amate whips the ball again, and Gabonese are still attacking the goal area of the Black Stars. Andre Dedeayu attacking the ball. Gabon still keeping the Black Stars in their own area. Gabon trying to test goalkeeper Jojo Walcott, and that is Daniel Amate. He made a good interception with the head from the cross from the gentleman wearing the number 12 jersey for Gabon.
And Joe, the intent is clear. They know they are coming to defend, so when they go out all guns blazing, they try to get something before the game can restart.
And Thomas Tepati went in a long cross trying to connect Captain Andre Dedeayu. The ball was way off target, and now goal